Hello guys, Ozzy here. Today I'm here to introduce you to the Cypress Automation Framework. Now there are many automation frameworks on the market, but what makes Cypress a truly modern experience is a few things. The first one is that Cypress is built in JavaScript, so it interacts with the browser directly, not like Selenium WebDriver. The second thing is that the application Cypress has a built-in little app that allows you to debug and allows you to run your scenarios in a much more user-friendly approach. And three, it is crazy fast. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what we're working with. So here's my framework. This framework has a cucumber layer added for BDD. And yeah, you of course don't have to have a cucumber layer if you don't want to, but I just chose to have this way. Now, this whole system is built on Node.js, and we're using NPM to manage our packages. So let's take a look how we are going to run our tests. These are my pre-written tests I have for search engines. Now let's go ahead and see how this runs. We're going to open up a new terminal, and we're going to initialize our Cypress application by running npx cypress open. The open command opens up this nice, cool little visual application for us to run our tests. Now, of course, if you're running for the first time, you will need to run, you need to configure either for end-to-end testing or for component testing. In my case, I already have end-to-end testing. So all I have to do is click this, and now we select our browser. Of course, support for Chrome is always here. Electron is the built-in browser that comes with Cypress if you want to run. It also allows you to run headless. And you can install other drivers like Firefox or IE, Edge, whatever it may be. In this case, we're just going to select Electron to make things easy for us. So I'm going to click Start. And what Cypress will do is it will open up further and it will show you all the available spec files. In my case, these are feature files because I prefer to use features instead of specs, but you can, of course, not have the cucumber layer and just run simple spec files. So I'm going to select search engine as my option here. And notice on the left side, the tests have already begun to run. The tests are going to be running in front of you here inside of the application. So you can basically close this or have this on a different monitor and be doing other kind of work. Basically, you're not tied to your computer, unlike some other frameworks. Now, okay, it's running. Okay, one test passed, one test failed. So let's see, we're kind of coming along here. We're at 25 seconds for 3 scenarios. Let's see. All right, here we go. Test half finished. It took 25 seconds to complete this. Now we see here very clearly these two have passed and this one has failed. If we would like to debug, all we have to do is open it inside the application, scroll down and see the exact problem here. It was an assertion error in this type. We can, of course, view the stack trace. We can read the error messages down here, and we can print to console if need be. Now let's say, just to confirm that this is truly an error and not just a timeout issue, we could also rerun all tests available by clicking the rerun button. It's going to rerun the test, and again, you could observe it happening in front of your eyes or on a different screen if you wish. Here's DuckDuckGo. It's trying to find some keywords here. I bet it's waiting for something to load, and it failed again. Okay, so it looks like we'll need to investigate on this. And we're running our last test for start page, so that's going to be finishing shortly. Okay, great. So this one took 20 seconds to complete 3 scenarios, considering one of them was an error. Now, I mentioned that Cypress allows you to debug in real time. So let me show you how this looks like. I'm going to open up my Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to isolate the DuckDuckGo scenario. So I'm going to comment out the start page, and I'm going to comment out the Google scenario in my case. Now, while I did this, notice that there's a bunch of things happening that basically the Cypress application, as soon as you check a single change a certain item and you save the page, it will restart the tests. Now, if I were to say have gotten a wrong title or a wrong selector, let's just do this. I'm going to go ahead and remove one of this, save the page, and return back to my driver here, my Cypress, and it runs it immediately. If I were to change this back, if I were to remove this T again, notice how automatically Cypress reruns all of your tests in this little window. And this time around, we did in fact get the assertion, and the test is now passing. So basically, we're able to debug on the fly. You can have this window somewhere else as you have your VS Code on a different screen, and as soon as you make any changes, it will automatically check it for you. Guys, this saves so much time. This saves so much minutes, and I highly recommend you try this yourself.